Hi, Ken Ravago, team leader with the Ravago Group Real Estate and Property Management, back with you for another video. We've been getting more and more calls from property owners, real estate agents who have properties listed for sale that are not selling. In fact, we got one just a couple hours ago with an owner who's had their home on the market for many, many months without an offer. And homeowners unable to sell their properties might choose management services instead. And in this discussion today, I'm going to go over some of the scenarios, some of the dynamics behind doing that. So many homeowners consider renting as a temporary solution. Our recommendation here at the Ravago Group is having a minimum 2-year hold period for properties before consider selling again. This could be driven by the current market we have, the interest rates, and just again the flattening of the market. We're in a normal market now, so anything under 2 years, when we get a call for an owner who says, I'm going to sell next year, my recommendation is you either sell it now or you give it a minimum 2-year hold period. Number two, homeowners have to understand that there's risks in renting. Converting a home for sale, a sell ready property, into a rental has its inherent challenges: potential rent non payment, the risk of property deterioration during tenancy, renting a home out for a year, a couple of years, and then having to recondition the property again, maybe change out flooring, do paint, fixtures, touch ups. Again, back to my first point, you may be better off selling it from the beginning versus renting it out and having to do the reconditioning. Renting has to be viewed as a long-term solution rather than a quick fix. Number three, with respect to listings properties, it's highly advised not to list properties for sale and rent simultaneously unless you are listing with a company that's in control with both listings. For example, with the Ravago Group Property Management Real Estate, if we were able to list the property for sale and rent it at the same time to see what comes up first, that would be the ideal situation, whether you go with us or you go with another brokerage. The reason is it prevents potential conflicts. When an offer to buy arises while a rental application is pending, it could cause some issues. We had a situation where we took on a management account a while back and found a tenant, screened them, was ready to write the lease, and the next day the owner says, oh, whoa, 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 don't move them in, we have an offer in the house. Had that lease been signed, we would have had the tenant would have had a leasehold interest, and we would have been in quite the predicament because that buyer who wanted to buy the house would have to inherit the tenant in the lease. So there'd be a huge conflict, and both the brokerage, real estate brokerage side, and the property management side have to be talking with each other. So it's always better to keep it under one brokerage in-house. Number four, condition rental versus sale. Properties can be sold as is by lowering the price, right? But they must meet habitability standards and be rent ready to put on the rental market. So homeowners often misunderstand the difference in standards between renting versus selling. Again, you can sell a house as is by lowering the price, but on a rental side, there's certain habitability standards that you have to adhere to as a property manager or a rental property owner self-managing. Number five, lease length. We have a company policy of only offering a minimum 12-month lease or 12-month lease or more to prevent higher turnover costs and management headaches associated with shorter-term leases. All in all, in conclusion, we've gone over the constant phone calls now that we're getting in this type of market where homes are sitting on the market for weeks, months, 6 months, 8 months with no offers, and they're turning consider turning it into a property management account or renting the house out and entering our management pool. There are inherent challenges in that. It's best to be knowledgeable about not renting it and selling it with different brokerages, having a long-term strategy with rentals versus renting it out for a short time and then putting it back on. You're better off selling it. And last but not least, you want to make sure that there's a difference between renting a house selling a house as is, which can be done, versus renting a house as is, because there might be habitability standards. If you have any questions, any comments, please let me know. Leave a message down in the comment box. Or if you have any ideas or would like to have other be informed of other content, other scenarios that you'd like me to do a video on, please let me know. Ken Ravago, team leader with the Ravago Group Real Estate and Property Management. Whether your journey leads you to us as a property manager or somewhere else, we wish you the best of luck. Thank you.